SocratesGarrettENT.com is a diversified firm specializing in recycled aggregates and crushed concrete. SocratesGarrettENT.com's recycled materials provide the construction industry with significant economic and environmental benefits by recycling clean concrete rubble into M.Dot grade rock materials. Recycled
I'll give him this. WNPR's Rising Star. Rising Star.
Number one show.
Oh, no. What time is your show on WNPR?
Our show is Friday, every Friday from 5 to 6. My wife and I, we have the Empower Hour. Empower the community. We don't talk about any mess. In the last 15 minutes, my wife lets me talk about sports.
What? I'm glad you said it right. She lets you.
We listen.
but no, sincerely.
I've been in the game 15 years, led, allows. Hey, it's all good. As long as she's happy, I'm happy.
That's all it is. But no, I mean, sincerely, it's catching fire, and they can watch it on Facebook, your Facebook page.
That's correct. My wife's Facebook page. I'll try to go live soon to add to those numbers.
And averaging about 750 views on Facebook.
That's on the low end.
Oh, now, and we also have Mr. Wilford Beal.
Good evening.
Mr. Beal, for those who do not know you in our audience, what do you do, sir?
I am a transportation consultant. I've run many transit agencies during the course of my career. I was a part of building the Atlanta system. I ran Birmingham Transit, Saginaw. I was a part of Detroit. I worked on the O'Hara line in Chicago, and I worked on the scheduling process in Boston with Adenucci at MIT. So I've been around transportation a long time.
Now, Mr. Bill, where did you go to undergrad?
I went to undergrad at the Southern University of Baton Rouge.
I'm sorry.
Was there some appropriation there?
The Southern that lost twice to JSU. That's
well, wait a minute, Mr. Bill. Hang on a second. I've got some things to address. I was told at an early age that a sign of a true man is when he can admit he was wrong. So I'm going to sit here in silence. Because my recollection was when we talked about Deion leaving a couple of episodes ago.
Yes.
I said he was gone.
Yes.
I said his bags were packed. Now, I got it. I wasn't 100% right. I said Georgia Tech, but Georgia Tech didn't come through the money. But two people here said I was wrong. Am I misremembering Malcolm?
Yeah, you was right. I told you he wasn't going to Atlanta. You're right. You said Georgia Tech.
I said this year.
Yeah. Yeah, you said this year.
So
this year part. I knew he was going this year, but I knew it wasn't no Georgia Tech. Florida State wasn't going to allow it.
I thought you said he was going to be here till the quarterback finished.
No, I never said that.
That's what he said.
I said he was going too, and I also said Georgia Tech. And you know that Georgia Tech hired its coach, who was the interim last week. I think they were in a bidding contest. As the AD of Colorado said, he's been talking to Deion for a month.
Well, I mean, this is what came out. Georgia Tech offered it. I think Deion was never a serious candidate because Georgia Tech didn't offer any money. Mm-hmm. But they were in negotiation with the Tulane coach, and Tulane coach said, y'all ain't offering any serious money, I'm saying here. And then they went to the interim. Okay. But now that we've established that, Mr. Beal, let me ask you this, sir. As a veteran who outdates all of us here, what was your impression of how Jackson State hired Deion and Deion left?
My impression was great. I supported the move of hiring Deion, and I knew Deion wasn't your traditional coach and come with the same models that most coaches come with. But he's a motivator, he's a leader.
Yeah.
And he may not have a PhD, but when he put together his philosophies and practices, it's just as though he is one of the greatest leaders that you ever read about.
Do you feel now? This is what I felt, and I'll go to Mr. Johnson. And look, I've been used and abused by Tommy Tuberville at Ole Miss. Okay, when Tommy Tuberville pounded the table and said they're gonna have to drag me out of Oxford in a pine box,
that's right.
And then he turned around and said, "How much, Auburn?" And then Hugh Freeze was up there quoting gospel, telling us how we should all overcome, how we're going to come together, hang on, let me call this hooker. So I've been burnt before, and I understand coach speak. Now, when the problem I think the community's having, or the issue I have with Deion, is when he said, I had a calling. I'm here to help HBCUs.
He did.
He did.
I mean, he didn't say how long he was supposed to be there.
Calling implies more than 2 years.
No, that's right.
Because what it is. Okay, wait, whoa. You disagree. Go ahead. Your platform.
I mean, come on, brother. If the man had a calling means to go. When you've been called, that means you got to go.
So he had a calling to the white state of Colorado.
He stayed 3 seasons, Brent.
2.5.
But he had 3 full seasons of football. I went to the game. I took you.
So you're okay with everything? You don't think he said anything at all?
Brother, he's an entertainer. He sells tickets.
I'm just asking, are you okay?
He sold tickets.
You're okay.
He told you the hair is curly, and I want you girly. I'm the best since peanut butter and jelly. Didn't he say it when he was at Florida State?
I don't know if he said that.
Yes!
Do you have a problem?
No, Mr. Bill,
whoa. You have a problem, Mr. Mumford. Do you have a problem with what he said and him leaving?
Yes, I think a calling is not just going, but it's also staying a little while. And I think that he not only sold the story, he sold a lot of dreams to people who are, church folks.
What did Jay Hobson do at Alcorn?
God folks. And when you
stayed more than 3 years.
No, he didn't. 3 years.
When you start invoking God.
How long did he stay, Gerald, for y'all stole?
I know some people that really ate that up. Now, I knew it was all coach speak, but, a lot of folks really believed in the message he was saying.
How long did Hobson stay at Alcorn? They was at the bottom of the barrel. They didn't even have equipment when he went there before USM stole him from Alcorn.
12 to 15.
Hobson never.
No.
Yeah, Hobson never
2012
promised.
to 15.
That's 3 years, right?
Well, 4.
12, 13, 14.
15.
Well, what's the difference?
1 year.
Didn't nobody give him $25 million either.
No. Go ahead. You're being rude to our guests.
Go ahead. Hobson never talked about rescuing HBCUs and putting them on the same level. As,
helping young black men was
right.
the words.
Yeah, that's it.
And I don't know if y'all been to Colorado. I haven't. I've looked at the demographics. Not a lot of young black men in Colorado. Not on that team going 1-11.
That's right.
Brother.
Whoa,
did you see the recruits today? The commitments?
Look, I don't have a problem with him because, like I said, all I heard was coach speak. Yeah. And I've been lied to before. Yeah. And I understand. And let's be honest. If he's gotten fired... When Dan Mullen said he was staying at Starkville. When Nick Saban said, I'll never go to Alabama. Oh, right this way? I mean, that's just the nature of the beast. I understand it. But my issue is I had preachers tell me, Brent, he's here. And, quoted him. He's here for a calling. He's here to help the city. He's here to help HB. To address, he's made millions, and he's here to address his people. Is what I've heard.
He cannot fix Jackson.
Water. I'm not charging.
Players had to take bath in the swimming pool.
I'm not charging him with that, and I would have taken the job. Yeah. I wouldn't have gone that extra level, Mr. Bill. Am I wrong or am I right?
Well, you good.
This gonna be Mr. Bill last show.
I'm gonna say Mr. Bill sidestepping.
Yeah,
you must have played a little basketball.
That's what Southern Jaguars do. Let me say this right here. We got someone live on Facebook said, Dion, finish where you start. Being from Prairie View A&M University. I'm glad he's gone.
Okay, we'll go back and we'll go down the line. Yes or no answer. Mr. Bill, is Dion Swack, yes or no?
He was swag while he was here. He's not swag. He was swag while he was here.
Swag, yes or no?
He's very swag. When Jerry Rice went to Mississippi Valley, he was swag. When he got rich, he ain't been back. That's what they do, bro.
Oh, no, whoa. I played basketball with Jerry Rice at the Greenville YMCA. Jerry comes back.
Yeah,
so don't talk about world.
Dion had to raise money for Valley, brother.
Jerry,
he went up there and Gerald. I will never forget it. Say it again, Gerald. That's right.
Okay.
They were buying selling football jerseys.
Dion, swag or not?
No. And y'all owe that coach at Alabama State an apology. Because he told y'all, he said
Eddie Robinson Jr.
He ain't even swag. And y'all said, no, he swag. And they made a whole song.
Yeah. I got rid of my shirt.
Came up a little song. They were dancing.
They came down here. That coach looked very small at the time, but what he was telling y'all is, I'm committed.
You want to laugh, Brent? when Gerald got his radio show,
Yeah.
the first time I listened to it, he said, "Play my theme song." You gonna play it this week, Gerald?
No, I mean Gerald. People forget Gerald played defensive tackle for D1. He got some street to him. Now, but wait, am I wrong?
Is that what we're projecting, man?
D1.
I'm just saying you can come out the suit. Is what I'm saying. You can't come out the suit.
Take my coat
Mr. Bill, back to you, sir. December 17th, I was brought up. Okay, when a girl dumps me, delete the number, block. Best way to get over is to go to the next one.
That's right.
And then if you gonna dump me and then you come back a couple days later, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And you know, and once again, when Tuberville told Ole Miss he was leaving for Auburn, he didn't coach a bowl game for us. When Hugh Freeze got caught with the hookers.
Don't say that word. That's nasty.
Yeah, man. Listen, last week I told you,
they call them brawls in the show. What do they call them in the Bible?
Last week y'all got out of hand, man.
They brawls,
listen to the show with my kids.
Why?
Because y'all started talking about that nasty stuff, okay?
Yeah, Gerald and
I thought you didn't.
I mean, yeah, Brent and all that, all them scandals. No Bill Clinton scandals.
Oh.
See what I'm talking about?
I'm glad someone is throwing rocks at me in a glass house. But what I'm saying is, I'm fine with him moving on. I'm sincerely is, and I understand this, and I don't hold a grudge to the man for moving on. I wish he'd been a little bit more honest, but coaches are not honest. With that said, I do have a problem with him coaching the bowl game. Mr. Bill?
I believe him coaching the bowl game had to do something with the commitment to Jackson and those who brought him here, because Jackson put him on a plane that he could not have gotten there without this opportunity.
I agree with that, but here's my problem with it.
I agree.
Alabama will tell you that basically football is an infomercial for the campus. It's a recruiting tool, and if you look at the income to Alabama, I have not seen any official numbers on the Deion effect, but there's no doubt he had a positive effect. But my problem is
he brought ESPN, Brent.
I'm not disputing that, but here's my problem. JSU needs to be selling JSU during that bowl game.
That's right.
And they're going to be selling Colorado and Deion. And whoever, whether it's giving a coordinator a chance or promoting, hey, we JSU, we're SWAC, here's what we got for you next year. Mm-hmm. We got the magic going. That's what you need to be promoting on December 17th. Mr. Johnson, do you agree or disagree?
Well, I'm gonna say this right here. It's a reason deep and inside of my heart that the president and the AD is not stepping up to the plate and telling him, thank you, but no thank you. We got it from here.
And why is that?
Because I believe something just ain't right. If something ain't right, Deion ain't got all his money. It's something business that's there that they can't say Deion don't show up in the lounge.
Well, my problem was this. During the SWAC celebration, and like I said, I think now, after what he's been through, you do realize, hey, let's smell the roses.
Yeah.
Because, whatever happens to him, and he could win 10 national championships, like Mr. Bill said.
Jack State gonna always get the credit.
It gave him the start.
Yeah, they gave him the start.
This is your first love. This is your first girlfriend. Whatever, you're going to have a soft spot for your first job.
Yeah.
Enjoy. He was telling them to hurry up.
Yeah.
You must forget the man in his contract got Colorado donating $1 million a year to the
If you can't be with me, if you talking to somebody else on the phone and you can't be with me, move on. Mr. Mumford, wrong, am I right?
Brent, you're right. But the problem is it's nepotism. Okay?
Okay.
If you tell Deion he can't coach, Deion tells Shador you can't play.
No, there's no doubt about that.
Now Deion went to Colorado and said, look, we already got a starting quarterback. Here's your starting quarterback. That's the problem you have. So if the president goes out there and says, look, Deion, you're not playing, you got a guy who's a backup that's probably played 10 snaps this year. Okay? So the focus needs to be on the team, but the handcuffs are on the president and the AD.
That's the handcuffs.
Because they've given Deion the keys to the university.
And they give him all his money.
Well, I don't know anything about that.
That's what I feel.
But
It's some business hadn't been. Business that hadn't been handled.
I don't know.
Why? Well, I believe.
But if the Deion says, look, I'm pulling 12. I'm pulling all the guys that's going to enter the portal. You got a bigger problem.
Well, and see, I know it's changed since you've been there, but I felt that when he said I got 8-1, Mr. Bill, did you see his speech to the Colorado football team? Give me your impressions of that speech.
It was well done. He brought motivation there, and the promise and believing that he brings as a coach, he took that there, and he's going to change gears there with his style of leadership. I feel good about it because even though he came from the SWAC, he gave a presence and a presentation as he's at a top university, and he came from a top university. It wasn't a mediocre process.
It was the most negative first-time speech I've ever seen from a new hire.
And I think he misunderstood your question. You said his speech to the players.
To the Colorado players.
Yeah.
Did you see when he said, y'all might need to enter the portal?
I
I'm
didn't see
bringing
that. I
dogs.
saw the press conference.
When I come back, you may want to be gone.
He said to the players, when I come back, maybe y'all need to be in porters. Because I got 8 or 10 dogs coming. Now, to me, I wondered at that moment, whoa. Can you identify Jackson State players? I'm giving them pass on his son because obviously his son is transferring.
Yeah,
but when you're talking about I'm bringing 10 more,
at least 10 more. Get it right.
At
least 10 more.
Okay, let's talk about that.
Yeah.
How many players does he take from Jackson State before he is raping the program?
Brent, it's business.
That's not what I asked. You're right. It's totally business. So what I'm asking you is, if I work for the Mumford Law Firm and we're doing great and we're making money and I take 75 cases with me, I think Gerald Mumford would be like, "What the hell are you doing?"
Well, you said it's a business.
It's a business,
but he said it was a calling. You can't have a business.
All preachers say they've been called.
But
on Sunday, when they get their envelope, it's business.
Mr. Bill, give us a ruling. I'm going to the judge here. Mr. Bill, give us a ruling. Is it a business or a calling? Which one is it?
They're the same thing.
No, let me tell you this. Let me pull some old school North Dallas 40 for those who do not remember. It's an old book and movie about the Cowboys. And the quote that stuck with me, every time you say it's a business, I say it's a game, and every time I say it's a game, you say it's a business. And that's what I get a feeling here. Tell me, look, I got mad at Lane Kiffin because I figured that Lane Kiffin was negotiating with us. Ole Miss, he was getting paid $7.75 million. He was the 11th highest paid coach in the nation, and he wants more. I'm like, Lane, you ain't that good. Go. We get somebody else. How many players, Mr. Beal, if Deion took 30 players from Jackson State, is it still fair? Has he still done a good job?
Well, now we have that transfer portal. But keep this in mind. When Deion came here, we didn't have this here.
Brand new.
He just took what he brought here.
Yes.
So it's how you look at it. They came here because of Deion. They didn't come here because of Jackson.
That's right. Let me say this right here, since you brought.
Well, hang on. We're gonna take a break.
It's always a fight when we come back.
But we're gonna take a break. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Q Talicia Garrett. I am here to introduce our New South Development and Training Outreach Hour every Tuesday at 2 p.m., giving you information on how to become a part of the programs through USDA and Farm Service Agency. We can be reached at 678-779-9468. We can also be found online at newsouthoutreach.com.
SGECOVIDsolutions.com is paving the way forward for a safer city government delivering cutting-edge biosecurity and biosafety protocols developed internationally by top virologists and scientists using an all-natural cleaning solution, killing COVID-19 on contact like no other product on the international market. For more information, please call 1-800-281-9080 or visit us online at SGECOVIDsolutions.com. Let SGECOVIDsolutions.com provide innovative rapid facilities testing and world-class state-of-the-art biorisk safety protocols for all of your coronavirus needs. Call 1-800-281-9080 or visit us online at sgecovidsolutions.com.
The Mississippi Link is an African American female-owned newspaper with a trusted voice that is highly respected throughout the city, state, and nation. Our motto, keepers of the knowledge for people who speak the truth, since 1993. Link significantly influences the thoughts, attitudes, and buying decisions of its readers. Call us at 601-368-8481 for your advertising needs. If you would like to receive a newspaper in the mail each week, our annual subscription is only $52 per year. That is only $1 per week for you to stay informed regarding many stories that you can only get in the Mississippi Link. Sign up today at themississippilink.com and click on Home Delivery.
It's the Brent and Malcolm Show. I'm Brent Hazzard, Malcolm Johnson. We're joined by Mr. Wilford Bill and, of course, our County Prosecutor, Gerald Mumford. You were saying, before I cut you off, Malcolm, about the how many players. I'm okay with maybe 5. I don't know if I'm okay with 5 or 10. But how many players can Deion take before you think he's rating the program?
Well, let's back up to when he came. We had a quarterback from the University of Florida named Jalen Jones. Am I right, Gerald?
That's a bad boy.
He was bad, brother. And the day he got there, he told Jalen, "It's been fun, but I got to run." He played the year when COVID was out. You remember that year? Mm-hmm. And they sent him to Alabama State, Alabama, and them. So I never heard none of this from the kid. So then nobody from Jackson State said, "Wait a minute, this kid came when we didn't do nothing." Then nobody stand up for Jalen.
Okay.
So guess what?
What?
Shut the hell up now.
But that's a different thing.
No, same thing.
Whoa. Okay.
He came from Florida.
Okay, and what I'm
a Gator.
Okay, let me ask you this. Until he signed the paperwork, Mr. Mumford, the last couple of weeks, it seemed like he was telling kids he was leaving Jackson State, but he was getting Jackson State paycheck.
Well, you know what? I told somebody walking to the game, I said, have you noticed that you haven't heard anybody saying that they're going to commit to Jackson State, any transfer portals? All this stuff has been working. And so your point is he's been cheating.
Well, I mean, like I said, what I thought of when he said, I got 10 dogs coming. One, like I said, when that speaks to the players, I would have been like, dude, deuces. Because, I mean, and let me say this, there's 200 players in the portal who are interested in going to Colorado.
Yeah.
And I think it's
half an Alabama team.
Yeah.
Man, they got like 30 players from Alabama have said, hey, if Deion take them, they coming, bro.
But here's the question.
Blue chippers.
He's going to win, too, now.
Yeah.
I believe he's going to win.
Okay, let me go through this. Okay? Does he consistently beat USC?
Yeah, because they gone to the Big Ten.
In 2025, but I don't think he beats Lincoln Riley. Now, when
TCU?
they leave,
TCU.
Hang on, TCU's not Pac-12. That's Big 12.
But they on their schedule for the first game of the season. next year.
Okay.
And guess what? We got tickets.
Who's we?
Don't ask too many questions.
But wait. Does he consistent? I don't think he consistently, because here's what's going to learn why he's going to be a great recruiter. Everybody says this. He hired the Kent State head coach, offensive coordinator.
Yeah. Willie Taggart.
And this is what? No, it's not Willie Taggart. It's another guy.
Willie Simmons from Florida.
No. Willie Taggart's going to be a position coach, but he hired the head coach. A head coach of a Division I program is going to be the offensive coordinator.
White boy too.
Yeah.
Kent State.
Yeah, but here's my point. I tell people I don't think I try to use comparators or data. To me, there's the closest two people I know close to Deion, and Deion's a unique unicorn. Ed Orgeron. Ed Orgeron said, I can bring talent, and everybody says, well, you can find coaches.
Yeah.
We had like 10 NFL players under Orgeron at Ole Miss, and he did not know how to coach them. He fell apart at LSU. He put it together for 1 year, but then his assistants left, and all hell fell apart. I don't believe that model works anymore. Second person that I think he's the closest person to is Herm Edwards. Because you get the NFL style, but you don't know, you can't say certain things to players. Herm Edwards got fired because he was recruiting during dead periods.
Wow.
That's the problem, is the little nuances that you don't know. With all that said, I don't think he's going to find coordinators to beat USC. I don't think he's going to have talent.
Mike Zimmer said he's going to be the defense coordinator, okay? Mike Zimmer, the
I know.
former Vikings coach.
Yeah. Okay. Once
Now,
again, you remember Monty Kiffin?
You call putting it together a national championship? I mean, a national
He gonna
championship.
bow a
better than
championship, brother.
Putting it together.
He's gonna bow a championship.
Whoa!
Bow
First of all, okay. Sincerely, what record do you think Colorado has next year, Mr. Bill?
What record?
12 games. What are you giving them? They were 2-11.
They won
1-11.
With a black coach.
Yes.
He was a brother.
Yeah, the last 3 coaches been black.
Yeah.
Sure have.
He'll win 7 games. Easy.
You?
7-4. I can tell you he gonna lose.
Oh, there's one more
He gonna
game
lose to
there.
TCU next year to open the game.
Okay.
He gonna lose to USC. He gonna lose to Oregon, and he gonna lose to Arizona.
Arizona does not gonna have a team.
Listen, it'd be one team that come and steal a game that it just like Southern, his team, right?
Yeah.
They didn't score the first time on ESPN Day. You was there. They didn't score a touchdown.
Yeah.
Then last week, they almost tried to come. They came back in the journal, fighting for their life.
But here's one of the problems he's going to have, and once again, we've experienced it at LSU and Ole Miss this year. When you guys come in, they can't come in till January, and you can't really start practicing till spring, and you have a limited amount of time you can practice. And then our guys they weren't getting there till summer, and it's just a gelling. And I'm telling you, I'm not betting Colorado next year. I'm going to say 5 maybe, because you got to go against USC, UCLA.
I got the schedule.
Okay, Washington State.
Yeah, Arizona.
Oregon
State,
and Oregon State.
Yeah.
And like I said, all those team guys, they've been on that level before. Now, do I think he's going to be competitive every year once he gets going? Yes.
Yeah.
But here's another thing, Mr. Bill. How long is he at Colorado?
That's hard to say at this particular point. It's hard to say.
3 years.
3 years?
Yeah. Right.
Then where?
He'd go from Colorado to the SEC.
I think he's waiting for one school.
When he get through hurting they recruiting pipeline, they gonna say we got to buy this so and so out. If they had to put him in Vanderbilt at $90 million, they gonna get him in that conference, brother.
Maybe, but
you know how y'all do in the SEC. You don't act like you don't know.
What I'm saying is, at some point, Nick Saban ain't gonna disappear. Nick Saban's had the worst season in 14 years, and he's lost 2 games. He's number 7. He's going to Sugar Bowl, and they're talking about how bad he sucks. And I mean, like I said, sir, you look like you want to say something, Mr. Bill.
Yeah, we were talking about the SEC.
Yes, sir.
Remember, going to the SEC, whether they're going to buy him out, it's going to have to be a school like Ole Miss or Mississippi State, South Carolina.
I think Florida State is where his next
wanted
jump
to go to Florida
is Florida State because it's home.
He wanted to go to Florida State, but they didn't want him.
No, but the coach is winning.
All of y'all are wrong.
Go ahead.
He's going to win 6 games next year.
Okay.
And then he'll be the next coach at Texas A&M. Read my lips. Texas A&M can buy Colorado out in a second.
Yeah,
Jimbo's last year's next year. Deion is going to win 6 games. The media, it's the media.
And they're going to pay that
straight hand. It's Stephen A. It's going to be such a convergence.
Him in Texas would be dangerous.
It's going to be such a convergence on Colorado that Texas A&M is going to say, we got to have Deion back in the state of Texas.
Right, he was living there. Right.
He'll be there next year or the year after.
Right. That will be.
Let me ask you this.
Go ahead.
I know the Clary Ledger had a write-up about some new coaches.
Yes, sir.
I want to make my recommendation before you read the list.
Okay.
I recommend that Jackson State give Kenny Bryant the opportunity to be one of their coordinators on defense, brother. He loved Jackson State, man. I believe when Deion left, I believe he was more hurt than the day that he came, like with the joy, the tears when he came.
Does Kenny have any coordinating experience?
TC ain't got no head coaching experience.
You're just saying his emotion will take over.
Kenny Bryant, listen, I want to make a recommendation. Now, hey, that was disrespectful too with the Gerald.
Yeah.
To walk out and say, I'm recommending y'all make TC Taylor the head coach.
Well, no, I think he knew who he was taking, but okay, here's the names of Clary and Ledger. Now, wait, go back, because we talked about who was going to take over. Do you remember who I said?
Yeah. Who did you say again?
I said either Michael Irvin, or Ray Lewis.
They can't pay neither one.
Ray Lewis. Okay, hang on. This is what the Clarion Ledger
Them guys
says.
want to be paid, man.
Kevin Sumlin, he's in the USFL now. He's known from Texas A&M. He was the black coach at Texas A&M.
He not coming no Jack State. Keep going.
Willie Simmons, Florida A&M coach.
That's what they need to get.
Vincent Dancy, Mississippi Valley State.
He going with Deion.
Okay.
Yeah.
T.C. Taylor, that's who you're talking about. He recommended to hire.
Former quarterback.
Cam Newton.
Man, get the hell out of here.
Cam Newton. I'm
That's
not making that
that's
up.
a joke,
They had
man.
a whole damn team dressed in crazy hats and feathers.
Yeah, we have
Jerry Mack, the Tennessee running backs coach. I don't know him. He was a wide receiver and tight ends coach for
man, where does
JSU.
this come from?
Ed Orgeron,
The folks at Old
Did you
Miss.
get this off Kingfish Bay?
Clarion Ledger.
No wonder.
Ed Orgeron, the LSU coach.
You know what?
Huh?
Orgeron is being considered for the UNLV job. He's a top candidate for the.
Jackson State can't pay no Orion, brother.
Well, look, let's be honest. I think that we mentioned it previously. One of the things that you get with Jackson State, I don't think Deion would have got the Aflac commercial without being for Jackson
He
State.
already had it,
He
bro.
already had it.
He was already on that
already on
contract.
it.
Let's go on to Colorado. Now keep talking.
Okay,
Let
hang
me give you my top
ahead.
3, and I got to leave.
Go
I got
ahead.
an emergency. Mike Mentor, Campbell University played Jack State very tough this year.
He's on the
All right.
list.
That's my number 1. That's who I call.
Yeah, Mike Mann.
I call Willie Simmons from Florida A&M. I also call Eddie George from Tennessee State.
They come down here and take
Come
that
down
program.
here and follow.
We don't have the money. Tennessee State have more money than Jackson
Well,
State.
they don't have the winning tradition that Jack State has.
They don't. Yes, they do.
The last 20
Yeah,
years.
yeah.
Back
Before
in the
they,
day.
yeah, they had Too Tall Jones in the '60s.
Before you go, if people want to hire you or call your wife, how do they contact
Sure.
you?
601-398-2347. 601-398-2347. Thanks for having me. I got a family emergency.
We're going to take a break right now, and we'll be right back.
Can I say something for Gerald
Yes.
Lee? I want to ask him a question, Gerald. So, Gerald,
you
you
don't
still
understand
have
the
not
family
you
emergency.
still have not answered the question. Do you think he was right or wrong for leaving?
I think he was right for leaving. I think he left in the wrong way.
Thank you.
We're going to be right back after this. Thank you for coming by, Mr. Mumford. I hope everything's fine with the family.
yeah.
We'll be right back after this break.
Advertise on WeBelieve.global, a brand new digital media platform. Share your brand with our audience on our many global live stream TV broadcasts and over the radio. For more info, visit WeBelieve.global or call 800-492-5186, option 1. Do you have something to say? Do you want your voice heard? Join the WeBelieve.global lineup. Be the star of your own show. For more info, call 800-492-5186, option number 1, or visit online at WeBelieve.global.
Yes, and we're back with Mr. Bill and Malcolm Johnson.
That's right.
Can you figure out how to work that phone?
Man, this phone got the jankies or wankies or something today. It just keep pumping up.
Now, Mr. Bill, off the air, we were talking about whether we thought Deion leaving or not, and whether he should have used the word calling. Now, what were you saying off the air about calling?
I said calling has many interpretations among different philosophers, because there are some saying if he had a calling, he should have stayed here for the life of it. There are some saying that it's not a calling because he's leaving right away. And I just went back to a theological format by saying the calling lasted 3 years as you look in the New Testament. So we can't come together on that a calling's supposed to be any amount of time as it relates to a program or a activity where someone interjects
Okay.
A new beginning.
When you said Bible and calling at first, I went to, or you relating Dion to a savior, but I didn't. My ignorance was there, and you articulated your position quite well, where you took away any animosity I could have toward the argument. Well done, Mr. Bill. Now, back to the question at hand. Who do you think? Well, Mr. Bill, who do you think should be the next coach, or do you have an opinion? Being a Southern grad.
Well, I do have an opinion, and I am aware of your list. There's a gentleman that left Southern and went to Norfolk State. His first year, he had Norfolk State in the championship game. His first year at Norfolk State, leaving Southern.
Well, let me ask you this, Mr. Bill, and I see both ways. I know what he's going to say, so I don't want you to be political. Is it important for an HBCU to have a black coach?
No, it's not important. It's traditional, and it's a part of a legacy that is expected.
Well, I mean, I can see the argument that we're trying, because of the lack of head coaching, minority head coaching in the NFL and into college football, we're trying to give a platform, and that's why it's important at HBCUs. I can see both of that. But Ed Orgeron was being mentioned. Ray Lewis was in the Clarion Ledger. Now, that's my pick, Brother Ray.
He said he wanted to coach in the HBCU.
Well, I tweeted him today. I'm going to try to call him tomorrow. But we'll see. Now,
he had problems one time, too, didn't he?
Oh, he might. Someone walked up on Ray, and see, here's what people don't understand. Brother Ray is from Liberty, Florida. Have you ever been to Liberty? Which I have not had, but I've seen a documentary on it.
Oh wow!
Hey, he ain't talking street. Yeah. He is from it.
Yes, sir.
And I think he'd be tremendous. I think he is one of the people who has that calling.
Who gonna pay Ray?
I think the issue though now is these people are trying to use it as a platform. Like I said, let's be honest. Dion's high school, Dion had all this recruiting power. He could bring all these high school students and took his team over to MRA and got his ass whooped, okay?
I can't control. He was a volunteer, brother.
It's his school. He started and got his ass whooped by a bunch of white academy kids. So what I'm saying is Jackson State elevated him in a lot of ways, which I don't think, and let's go ahead and say this. Mr. Bill, does he get commercials if he goes 7-5 at Colorado?
Oh, he's going to get commercial because of who he is. Please understand that Dion brings a vitality and an energy that's not displayed by many. And you're talking about Ray Lewis. Ray Lewis, even as an athlete, he was late on the table, being with moral standards.
You're talking about the alleged murder.
I'm talking about him talking philosophy of helping people and coming together.
Yes, sir.
He was late coming to the table.
Oh, yes, sir.
Okay.
Does Jackson State's next head coach need to be black?
Well, I think the resumes need to be laid across the table, and the best man need to be brought in, because those are some big shoes to fill.
Oh, yeah. Now, Dan Mullen.
Can I give you a good example?
Go ahead.
Richard Schwartz.
Yes.
Those are big shoes to fill, isn't it?
Let me go ahead and say this.
One call.
You ain't nobody. This comes up every now and then.
That's all.
Mr. Schwartz is going to be taken from the office. People ask me when he's going to retire. He's going to be the Bear Bryant, Nick Saban of lawyers.
That's what I'm saying.
He's like,
did that make sense?
Yeah, well, no. But people says he's slowing down. That means he only worked 78 hours this week.
Okay.
But okay, some other names. Mike Minter's been mentioned. One name who's not been. Two names have not been mentioned. I think you could get John Gruden.
I never heard of John Gruden.
The LA Raiders coach.
Oh, shut. Come on, bro.
I think you could get, because he said some offensive statements and he needs to rehab himself. But also, I think you could get Houston Nutt, the Ole Miss Arkansas coach. And let me tell you something.
Who gonna pay these guys, brother? They radio money and TV money at Ole Miss is 6 times the salary.
But the thing about it is, like Dan Mullen.
It's about the money, man.
But by Dan Mullen and all those guys, once you get kicked off, and this is what we were kind of talking about the Colorado job. Yeah. Once you lose, and I disagree with you on this, why he's a personality now, we all remember him in.
We could get Shannon Sharp.
Yeah, yes. But why you're a personality, but if you start failing, I don't think you get the commercial. Once you start, if you go 3-8 2 years, I don't think the commercials are going to be there. I think if he walked away and had to go, recreate himself, I think they would come back.
Let me
but I
explain.
think him winning at Jackson State had tremendous value.
Let me explain something to you. And this is part y'all not understanding. Young black guys, athletes, to be exact, Deion know how to sell to their eyes.
Totally. I agree with that.
Nick do not recruit black athletes.
Nick who?
Nick in Alabama.
Nick Saban.
Yeah.
You think there's a bunch of white academy kids winning them national championships?
He got white boosters that know what they like. They
Let me
like
tell you
Escalades.
something.
They like gold rings.
Don't want to leave for
Yeah,
Alabama.
they like to shine when they go. You remember Dante Walker with the
So you're saying
you remember Dante
you're saying
Walker with
nobody
the
else has any money except
No, I'm
Alabama.
not saying about money. He know how to use charisma. He know how to use rappers. Hey, this Snoop Dogg, what up, man?
Yeah,
Deion Sanders say, hey, we want you at J State, man.
Hey, bro,
we gonna smoke one, man.
now let me stop
So
you
I'm
there.
just telling you how it go.
Let me stop you there. Mr. Saban walks in the room and does that.
Yeah.
That's all Mr. Saban does.
Mr. Saban don't do that.
Mr. Saban's got 7 of them.
Listen to me. Mr. Saban say one thing. You know what he say?
What?
Do you want to play for the University of Alabama?
Bruh.
And look me in my eyes, son. And then he tell that mother, he say, what model car is it out there?
No. This is
Yeah.
what say. Well,
She said, well,
here's your
that's a
problem, Malcolm.
2019.
Here's your problem, Malcolm.
He said you would look so much better in a 2020.
You're so Mississippi right now
Yeah.
because cars. Everybody's giving them cars.
Yeah. But no, that's what I'm saying. But most of the pure athletes, Travis Hunter was poor.
They're all poor.
So, no.
They're all poor.
I'm poor.
Everybody's poor. This is what I'm telling
Listen,
you.
so he knows how to attract the 5-star athletes out the hood.
Well, some
So when you pull up in an Escalade with Barksdale on it,
you gonna be.
and say, come on, man, and you throw him up. Hey, listen, you got a, what you call it?
You keep on touching me.
Oh, sorry.
We ain't dating.
Oh,
We
yeah.
just host a show.
Yeah.
I don't know why he's touching me. Go ahead, Mr. Bill.
I just want to say this. Deion is a talented athlete.
Yeah.
He was drafted to
Entertainer.
baseball,
Playboy. And his ex-wife need to shut up.
baseball,
And she
high
is
school,
crazy. His ex-wife is crazy. Why the kids not with her?
3 baseball teams.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Pro
Mr.
football
Bill.
team.
Well, let me ask you this, Mr. Bill. Are you telling me that he's going to come on and destroy Kirby Smart? Are you telling me he's going to come on?
Deion gonna shut it down, brother.
Well, I don't know
He
about this.
almost shut it down
But-
with no boosters.
Jim Harbaugh.
He can communicate with the talent. See, let me say
Brent, I'm gonna tell you what your problem is.
I'm a realist.
No.
What you talking about? When you talk
You're
about
a super talk boy.
No, you're.
And your people feel like that y'all can't let this man. The man that got in the game now, bro.
Right. In case
The
you didn't
man,
know that. That's
he's at the
old
table now. He
white.
got to the table now.
Now, what I'm saying is, there's been other black
Producer's
coaches.
laughing at you,
There's
man.
been other black coaches, and Saban is such a machine. We've never seen Nick Saban before. 7. And like I said, they're freaking out because he lost 2 games.
Man, Nick
and he
do
has
not have to recruit. They have pipelines, brother.
Saban is a machine, but let me say this.
Pipelines.
Deion,
Pipelines, brother.
because of Saban,
Duke had it in basketball. You ain't never
You
seen.
don't let our guests speak.
Go ahead.
because of Saban and Deion's relationship, Deion didn't go to Alabama and talk to any of his ball players, but he did go to
Colorado.
Mississippi State and talk to ball players that got on the transfer to Jackson State. What I'm trying to tell you, Deion no talent. And then
He
that
know
talent
talent.
that he recognized, he could convince them,
He can
hey, let's
convince
play.
them. That's right.
You all talking about cars and all that other kind of stuff? That can come if that is
Yeah,
a
follow me.
process.
Well, NIL has changed all that.
Right.
NIL has changed all that, so it's all in the open. And I'm not denying the podcast, the Barstool Sports. I'm not saying he brought all that here and it was a huge advantage. I'm not saying he's not a great marketer. What I'm saying is the Alabama quarterback made more than the starting quarterback of the New England Patriots. I'm just saying that, and you forgetting.
And he's not even in the Heisman
Before Saban got to Alabama, they went at 6-6 a couple of years. So you can say, oh, look, that man, LSU, Michigan State, Alabama, Saban could go anywhere. But anyway, we're running out of time.
One more thing.
Okay,
You know,
wrap it up.
It's an award they give every year for the top Mississippi college player of the year.
Yes.
Do you think it would be a slap in the face if
It's already been
Sanders'
awarded.
son?
It's already been awarded.
When did that award?
Junkins won it. The
When?
running back Ole Miss a couple of weeks ago.
That's why they leaving then. No, that's the problem.
Get
then.
into the Heisman conversation.
Yeah, because
Get into the
these
Heisman
people,
conversation.
because these people is up to their old tricks in Mississippi.
He had 1,400 yards in SEC as a freshman.
This man had 3. He won back to back.
Ladies and
He
gentlemen,
brought ESPN to
ladies and
Jackson.
gentlemen, we have a new show coming on next, so we're going to wrap up early. Mr. Bill, I thank you for dropping by, sir. Malcolm, as always, it's an honor. Now, tomorrow you're hosting a show?
Thursday.
Thursday.
I'll be on Thursday doing the Kim Wade Show 4 to 6 on 103.9 FM WYAB.
Y'all tune in that here. Malcolm, thank you for tuning in. Comment.
Conservative radio.
We're going to read some of your comments next week. Thank you for watching. We see y'all next week. Thank you.